Hey, it's Kristen here. So welcome to day 5 of our Coach to Emerald group, and we're going to talk about your social media. I'm going to go ahead and share an awesome video done by our upline, Christine Dwyer. She is one of the founding coaches, and she's going to go and talk to you a little bit about how we need to approach our social media, but then also really think about a couple of things that while you're listening. What do you mostly post about on your page? And then listen to what types of posts that she recommends and that we do, and I do them as well. And then go ahead and also list your top 3 go-to categories for like brain dead days. And it will, as you listen, it will explain it a little bit more. I've also got a cheat sheet for Facebook content attached here too. It's a PDF, so it's a really great resource to have. And go to if you need some ideas as far as what to share and you feel like, I have nothing going on today, I have nothing to share. Here's what we got. We've got this great cheat sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so you can follow Miss Christine Dwyer. And I've got to figure this out. And here we go.
Let's start covering how you are putting your message out there on social media. A lot of times, people who join as coaches are very fearful of talking to people that they know, considered your warm market, meaning the people that are your family, your friends, your coworkers, people that you bump into at the store. So a lot of times coaches are really nervous and actually really want to avoid speaking to anybody that they know in real life to grow their business, and will rely completely on social media to be able to find new people to buy products as well as possibly join as a coach. And then what they discover is, why aren't people seeing my content? How come no one wants to be a part of my challenge group? I'm not finding any coaches. Well, most of the times it's because the majority of your content or the followers on your social media site are people from your real world. You haven't been effectively building a social media site to attract people that don't know you yet. Most of the time, it's going to be a transition because you have the switch in your brain that you're using social media now for a purpose, not just for purely entertainment value and to stay connected with Aunt Sally. So it's really about, I'm doing it now as a marketer. You're really now in fitness marketing and lifestyle marketing. You are now marketing your life as a coach. And something that I really want you to focus on is, what does your message and what type of content you put up there, what is that saying? So we're not going to be talking about what is your brand and identifying your target market. We will be talking about that. But right now, what's just most important, what we want to get in our mind is, what are we putting up? What does my wall say about me? Because everything that you put up should not be speaking to just your local friends. So I know many times, especially because I work with a lot of fitness instructors, a lot of their content will be exactly directed towards the people who are going to the gym in their local area. They'll put up a post that is only specific to people who live within a 10-mile radius would be able to take advantage of that post. It's kind of like a teenager thinking that the content that they put up online, nobody sees. Nobody sees this, just my friends. They don't know that it lives on the World Wide Web forever. So it's the same thing. Everything that you are putting up there shouldn't speak directly to a small, unique niche of people that only a few people could benefit from. You're speaking to people you don't know. So every post that you're putting up, think of, does this speak to one person that I already know, or a group of people that I already know? Or does this post speak to people I don't know? And if they come across this post, would they love me and want to be in my world? Every post you're putting up has to be directed towards people that do not know you yet. Hopefully that first makes a good sense in your mind. Here's the second thing to consider, is that think about why you joined with the person that you joined with. Majority of the times, as well as the people that you follow. So think about the people that you're following as well. Why do you follow them? Why did you choose the person that you joined with? Most of the times, it's because they were inspirational. They're a lot like you. They're positive. They're driven. They face challenge head on, and they are not a Debbie Downer. They're not a complainer. They don't show really negative lifestyle choices. Those are usually the reasons why you follow certain people as well as the person that you joined up with. Think about that in your situation. Again, everything that you're putting up is living for you. So I know we all have bad days. We all have bad days. Crappy things happen to us all the time. And sometimes just because our brains now are so conditioned to outwardly express everything that's in our head that pops in, that now could actually hurt us. So sometimes you need to withhold your tongue. Just like when you are in an argument with your spouse or someone else, you might want to say what you really want to say, but sometimes you just hold your tongue because you know it's going to create even more pain. Same thing goes with the type of content that you're putting up. So if you are having a really bad day, something really negative happened, and you just want to bitch online or take someone down, they should not have done that to me, or that store sucks, whatever it is. If you really want to put a lot of direct opinion out there, be ready, because that is basically when someone doesn't know you, and you have to always, again, remember, everything you're putting up, people don't know you. When they see that, they might be like, whoa, where did this come from? I thought this girl was like positive and inspirational, and here they are, you know, putting some really things I don't agree with and negative, and people are pushed away from negative and nastiness, and don't think of it as this, because again, this is another problem that many people will use online, is they will put up a message that says, now I know you guys know that I'm normally like this, but this happened. Or I know you guys know that I've had C-sections, but I did this today. No, because again, who are you speaking to? Someone who just saw that post for the first time in their life. So no, they don't normally know what you have had happen to you in your life, or why you had C-section. They don't know that stuff. You're only speaking to the person that's seeing it for the first time. Every post is going to be directed towards that. So all of your messages, you might need to bite your tongue. Sometimes you need to type and just erase. Don't even post. Sometimes it's cathartic just to type it out, or type it out and be like, yeah, erase. And don't even move forward with it. Because if you're a female, a lot of times we just want to talk. We don't want people to solve our problem. We just want to talk it out. And so that might be something you have to consider. So what your message is saying, are you a preachy person? Are you constantly scolding people, being all perfect? I'm perfect. I never eat bad. And I always work out. I'm perfect, perfect, perfect. Or are you always like, hey, did you know? Did you know? I'm the expert. Are you braggadocious? There's so many things of what could you be. So it's not that are you just completely negative. Are you those other things? Because that's not attractive either. You can't stand from a place of expertise. You have to stand as a human being. So be like everyone else. But you need to just lead in the passion and the direction that you want. Here's my final tip, and I'm going to give you my top 7 ways on how you can still constantly have content. I know I struggle myself with what am I going to post today, and I'm going to share with you. You can listen on your own time, so it's not important for you to listen today, but I definitely think if you've got time, listen to it. It's one of my podcasts where I talk about the mistakes that people build and use online and Facebook, and you can go through and figure out exactly how you can put some great content up by that audio. So listen to that whenever you can. But here's a good rule of thumb. As you're trying to come up with content, this is what I do every day. I capture my life like I am the National Geographic. So if you look at your everyday, is like the National Geographic, where you just have to capture video of everything you're doing and taking pictures of weird things all throughout your day. Oh, here's boo-boo in my workouts, or oh no, look at this mismatchy outfit, or I can't believe the rope broke. You know, take pictures of the entire experience of your everyday. I take pictures and videos every day. Every day. And I'm going to suggest that you get a Dropbox, or you can go to the Google Cloud, and do not connect it to your hard drive, because you are going to ruin and have no storage in a moment. But definitely want to export all of your video and content off so that you always have a clear phone. Because if you're taking video pictures every day, you're going to run out of space. So view that you are like the National Geographic and you are just capturing your life. Like you're a famous person. Imagine you're a famous person and you're constantly just taking pictures, video, and writing down ideas of your life and what you would be doing with it. Now, does that mean you have to use it? Nope, not at all. There's a lot of times I have a lot of content out there that I've never even used or touched. And time will pass and I'll go through and I'm like, why do I have all those pictures of those food items? And I delete it all because I don't need it anymore. It's past that concept. But if you get in the habit of constantly capturing, you're going to have content when you most wanted it. I don't know if you've ever been like me where all of a sudden one day you have a great idea for a post or a topic or a blog article and you're like, oh, I wish I had a picture of me just kind of walking around with my hand on my head. But you always have all the pictures where you're just perfectly posing. No, keep even the stuff that you don't think you'll ever use in the beginning, because you might use an image because it speaks to something that comes up later. So just capture, capture, capture so that you are just having enough content. Here are my 7 ways for you to be able to constantly have topics and content to put up on social media. And I do talk about it in the podcast, the rule of thumb of how often should you post and what you should be posting to be able to draw more likes and more followers on your page. So I believe the podcast, let me quickly look at it so I'm talking about you. How to increase likes and engagement on Facebook. It was recorded April 5th, 2016. So again, how to increase likes and engagement on Facebook. Listen to that audio because I give you a boatload of tips. But here is what you can use as a general guideline, and I would suggest you write this down because I do not have this written down for you. Here's a general guideline of some go-to topics. My first go-to topic, one of them could be a tip of the day. So if you are like, oh, I just need ideas. If you have these go-to topics, you can always run through them. So for instance, a lot of times people like to post 3 times a day. Maybe your just general go-to when you don't have a brain cell that day and you just want to put up something. Maybe your morning post is always going to be motivational. Maybe your afternoon post is going to be a tip you learned. And maybe the night post is going to be a post about recognition, of giving someone props for recognition. If you use that as maybe a template that you don't ever need to think even through these 7 items, that's at least a template that you always have a go-to of what would be there. Here again, a tip of the day. Tip of the day doesn't always need to be food, exercise, stretching, water, apples. It doesn't need to be that. It could be anything in your life that is you. So I am, as you know, deep in puppy land over here. I could be given tips up the yin-yang of how we're controlling a lot of the crap that could be happening. Crap here. So many of you might have a schoolyard of kids in your house. How do you get them off quickly to school? If you got a tip that's going to help other moms be able to get lunches packed or get the kids on the school bus all timely, not having to drive them off. What about organization? You got a tip about how to keep your hair bands organized so that you can find them easy? Great. How can you keep your sports bra organized? Great. Tip of anything. It doesn't need to be fitness related. It could be anything relative. It could be, here is my tip on how to make your bookcases look like Jeff Lewis. And he's a famous designer that I love to follow because he's so funny. If you don't follow Jeff Lewis, go follow him. He, what is the name of the show on Bravo? Flipping Out. And he takes pictures of himself traveling all over the place with people who are sleeping. That's a funny thing. Like, that's his thing. So don't pick a thing that is like only funny to you. If you're going to do a thing, be careful about doing a thing unless it's really interesting. But I would love to have Jeff Lewis design my house because I'm horrible at design and creation. So again, the tip of the day could be any tip that you have kind of fixed a little bit. How do you get stains out of clothing? How do you, I don't know. I can keep going on. The second go-to topic would be share an experience. And that can be relative to your National Geographic day in the life famous person capture. Okay, so share an experience of a trouble that you had with your push-ups today, or I couldn't believe it, I finally got 10 jumping jacks in a row. Share some experience that you have in your lifestyle. So this one I am going to say is more specific to lifestyle. It doesn't always mean food. It doesn't always mean working out, but make the experience about the lifestyle you are trying to put across. Because again, people are not going to do a challenge group with you or join with you as a coach just because you can sell them P90X or 21-day fix, or because you're the first coach they came across and, oh, lucky you, they're going to sign up with you because they think you're the only one. Nope, we're a dime a dozen, what makes you unique. So the thing is that you are going to be selling your lifestyle. That's it. It's how you're choosing to live your everyday and where you go. And it's not that you have to take a picture of, here's my house, and here's my car, and here's my rings. You don't need to do that. I'm honestly not that girl. I really am turned off by people who do videos where they're getting in their, you know, maybe rented car, who knows, and they show this big house in the backyard. I don't. You know what? If I'm capturing pictures and videos of me every day in my life, people are going to see my house. They're just going to see the style of living that I have, or the people that I hang out with, or the places that I go. People are going to see that. You know what? If we went on a vacation in March to a very expensive condo, and the place was insanely expensive and insanely amazing, and you know what? I was like, I'm just going to take pictures and live cast, because this shows I think we're doing pretty well because of this type of vacation lifestyle that we're able to choose. I didn't have to say, and look at this house that we got. I didn't necessarily have to say that, all right? So that's one thing to consider. And then another go-to topic would be some information that you can share. So what is some basic information that you've learned or can help a problem solve in your target market, or something that you just came across today? So something that you can pass on. So that is your go-to topic. Number 2, go-to sites and ideas. So again, I'm brain dead a lot of the times. I've got my hands in different pots and, you know, kids and lots of stuff going on that sometimes my brain does not function. So I always have a folder saved on my desktop. It's basically in I use Chrome, and Chrome up at the top, you can create folders of your bookmark pages. And what I do is I put in there business content, my training sites, like all the training sites that I have for Bois and James Wedmore and Shalene Johnson and Amy Porterfield and all the people that I purchased program for. I have it all in one area. But I even have coaches, other coaches' websites. They save their information in there. Because what you want to do is when you're brain dead, I go learn. So the best way to come up with content is go learn, because then you could just regurgitate in your words what you got out of it and maybe a snippet. So I'm constantly learning mode, constantly learning. And I always like to apply, and then I'll share. That's usually what happens. So your second thing is have to go-to sites and ideas. So have a list of magazines that you always go to and read, because they come up with the headlines. Hi, if you go to magazines, they have the headlines of what you want to use. They've done the research. Just copy their research. Thought leaders, people that you like to follow, like Brendon Burchard and Darren Hardy and Oprah and even Ellen DeGeneres, people who are the top of their game, you know. Other one, authors, if you follow certain authors, like John Acuff, I love him. He wrote the book Start and Quitter. And musicians, you can get a lot of inspiration from following a lot of musicians that you have, sports, TV shows. So have your go-to sites so that you can get ideas. I'm not saying you go to those sites so that you can copyright and plagiarize. You're not doing that at all. I go and learn, I digest, and then I kind of repurpose and what would I say or do with that idea. That's how I do it. I apply it to my life and some story that has happened in my life. That's what I do. I never copy what someone does. Never copy what someone does. So I got to give this an example. There are coaches out there that will see what other successful coaches are doing, and they will copy, paste their exact text of what they put up in their Facebook and use it as their own. That is the worst thing you could do. Do not do that. Do not copy, especially other coaches. Now you can get inspired by and go create your same type of content. Like for instance, I have this one video where I make out of Shakeology, a brownie in the microwave. That thing went super duper viral. And then all of a sudden, a billion coaches, all they're doing is copying my video and redid my video of exactly what I did to make the exact same thing, because they saw that my post got a lot of reach. And there was a few that actually copied what I wrote. I'm like, ew, that's just not a good idea. Don't do it, all right? That's that second part. The third thing is repurpose content. So you have a lot of great content out there. Here's the best thing you could do. Go to your analytics. So if you're using a Facebook Live page, you should. And if you're not, you should. But you're going to go to your analytics and you're going to review the posts and see which ones had a lot of interaction, a lot of shares, a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of clicks, because then that tells you that message was well received. Look at the time of the day that it was posted, and then you can use that same idea. I wouldn't say necessarily use the exact same picture. If you are going to use that picture again, maybe change the effects on it, put some different banners on it, put some different text on it, but repurpose content. And you can do that from your blogs, articles, but definitely use stuff that's already been successful. Number 4, one of the best things you can do if you are brain dead for content is always go to give someone props or recognition. So if you're like, oh, what do I talk about today? Just think about someone in your life and how can you just brag about them for a moment. It's not always like, hey, so-and-so just made diamond today. It's not always a rank that they're achieving or success club or getting a private phone call from the president of the United States. It's not any of that. It could be something that's super small and celebratory in just their life. It could be an anniversary. It could be a birthday. It could be some celebration. It could be that they just got a new dog, and it could be multiple different things. It could be even someone has quit drinking Coke for a week, or someone has quit smoking for 20 days, whatever it is. Just giving people props and recognition for small, great behavior is one of the easiest ways for you to create content, because people like to celebrate good things in people's lives. But what does that say about you? Is that it's not about you. It's that you recognize greatness in other people. The 5th thing is play David Letterman. You can create entertainment. So this was kind of a double. Be entertaining. Share something that was super funny, because social media is about social media. People like funny things. People like to laugh. Choose shorter is better. Funny memes or quick videos. Tons of things that are funny. But what you can easily do is also play David Letterman and create top 10 lists. So one time I made a top 10 list of my favorite high protein snacks, healthy snacks. And I do it a lot of the times for fitness instructors. I give lists of do's and don'ts of things to do. I constantly like to make up lists. People like lists. All right, moving on to number 6. So the another number go to is motivational. So when we post something motivational, it's motivating us. So again, the stuff that you're putting up is not always to school someone, but it's also to feed your heart and to educate you and to move you in the forward motion and direction. So be motivational. And the 7th one is photos. Photos are great. Now, video is king on Facebook. Facebook wants you to upload video. What is king, like the king of all world, is live video. And I cannot talk about that enough. Live video is critical, but please do not go live if you do not have an understanding of how effectively to do it. Follow Chalene Johnson. She is helping people with that. I help people with that. I actually have a live stream on my recorded videos. So go to my facebook.com/Coach Dwyer, click in my videos tabs, and if you click in the playlist of the live streams that I've done, you're going to see one on how to do live Facebook streaming. And I walk through and tell you exactly how to do it, what to say, in what order, so that you're not going to distract people from following you. But Facebook Live is king. Video is then after. Photos are then after. Text and shared links are about the same. So using photos, be creative with your photos. Again, that's why you're doing the National Geographic, because you are capturing. So sometimes people will do a captionless photo. I've got one that's super funny, and I'm waiting to put it up probably on a Thursday, Throwback Thursday. But sometimes people will put up a caption this, and you're like, it's just what? Like, that's nothing. What would I be captioning? Like, I don't know what you think. I don't know what you're thinking with this picture. For reals, if it's a caption this, make it like ridiculously obvious and really obnoxious maybe, not something that's personal between you and a friend that you guys both thought was super funny that day. Don't do that. Or maybe capture an embarrassing moment that you have. Again, like you split your pants, you know? Picture, behind the scenes. Don't always be like, and this is the behind the scenes of what a coach's life is like. Don't always do that. But quotes on pictures are always good. Those are my top 7 ways to be have content. The rule of thumb is always be super consistent with your posting and also your messaging. Your messaging is critical and important. And again, you are like a magnet. You're either going to pull people in or push people away from you, okay? So you decide what you want it to be. Your assignments are going to be about creating a schoolyard pick. You are going to just randomly call someone out in this group and tell them, hey, I'm gonna go review your Facebook wall and tell you my first impression. So your assignment is schoolyard pick. Randomly pick someone you do not know and post their name in the comments saying, blah, blah. I'm going to your Facebook page, and then come back and tell them your first impression. And you know what? Be nice. Don't be all cutting. Give them an idea of who you think they are, what their brand is, what they're offering, and what kind of a person you think. The first impression. Would you want to follow that person?
All right, guys, so that is day 5. Hopefully you got a ton of knowledge and took a ton of notes, because I know I did. And so I want you to go ahead and take note of the homework assignment, as well as checking and thinking about what do you do mostly on your page. List your top 3 go-to categories for brain dead days, and definitely make sure that you go ahead and schoolyard pick someone in this group and check out their Facebook page and let them know what your first impression is. But also download the attached worksheet that I have to narrow down some of your brand, your content, and your posts as well. And keep things in mind when you're creating your social media posting content. What lifestyle are you categorized in? What do you think you offer in value if people keep following you? And what do you post mostly for content? Is it shared posts, videos, picture, text? So those are the 3 things that when you're creating your social media content and posts to really think about. Thanks, guys, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.